Let's see. Nope. Plus. URCO. Content. Okay. There we go. Hey, M&G. Just fixing to turn around and just fixing to start the stream. Getting a few settings done. It's bright as shit out there. It's too blinding still. Yeah, a little bit of sunshine today. Still cold as hell though. Sorry, I know I'm bouncing y'all around a lot. Okay, so if I'm sitting in my chair, is that going to catch the TV? No, it's not. Turn it there. TV's out of screen. Cool. Alright. Tobacco tray. There we go. Okay. Today is definitely one of those slow days. Fair notation. We got our Call of Duty video out. It took 30 plus hours to turn around and upload, so here's hoping we can get the watch time back on it. That's for certain. But yeah, if Call of Duty wants to fight the uploads like that, then we're going to have to do something, because 30 hours to upload a 40 odd minute video, it's really hard to get the watch time back on those. But all things considered, I'm just glad that we got the second video out. How's it going, Nice? Welcome to the Canna Lounge. It's a slow day today. Okay. Here, I think, well, can I borrow your license and I'll roll you one? I think we should. Because then I would have to turn around and get up and ask for a lighter again. Well, normally we turn around and attempt to do gaming. We've been trying to get our racing game out. We've been trying to get Call of Duty out there. Normally, 9 out of 10, it's an attempt at gaming, but when it comes to the live streams, it won't support our games. So, hold on. Gotta mute for a second. Can you hear me, Mom? She has it. But yeah, generally gaming. We're just barely getting into the start of the channel. It's only been like a couple of weeks. No. Not game developer. I am a game player, though. Yeah, one of those. But no, we don't make games. We play games, at least when they're working. We're still fighting with the fact of our reception and our signals, so our uploads are kind of going a little bit wonky. But we're working through it. I don't know. Oh, it has been a long week already. Matter of fact, what is today? Friday?
Yep.
Today's the last day of the week.
Yeah, we got one more week.
Oh, don't worry. Won't shave the entire beard. I'll still keep the goatee. I'll still keep the mustache and the goatee. But yeah, every so often, from the sideburn down has to go.
Yeah, so will be time for a tortilla bread. Yay.
Actually, I'm hoping for tomorrow. I'm hoping for this whole entire next week because we're supposed to get into the fact of... We're supposed to be getting into the fact of, like, 60s.
Supposedly.
Hey, AE, nice to see you again. Except this time we're on live and not in Discord. You know who I am. I'm the one that tried to fix the timeout issue last time. Dude, I remember most of my community at this point for those that have been in on the channel. I mean, unless it's like a totally new person and or I've only ran into you like once or twice, you know? Yeah, it was me. It was me. I was the one that was trying to turn around and do it. Well, not just me, technically. All of our moderators were trying to come together on that one, but that made it a bit difficult. Because like I said, you know, when we turn around and we're dealing with live streams and we're dealing with chats and we're bouncing in between and back and forth on multiple different apps, when we log back into the live stream, it only lets us go back so far. But here's hoping that that all got resolved and got worked out.
Just I got it. I'll find it.
But yeah, for what it's worth, yeah, it's one of those. We try to do good by our community. I mean, it's not very often that we usually get people that turn around and ask for timeouts to be lifted. It's very rare that even myself personally that I will turn around and ask for a timeout to be lifted. But considering everything that was going on that day, it seemed like there was a lot of mayhem and drama that was causing a lot of, I'm not sure the polite way to put it, but it was causing problems. Because I want to say that's the same stream that we turned around and there were some age restrictions that went through. It's alright. I was surprised when I found out that you were a moderator on Teddy's channel. Okay, here's the thing. Do us smokers not feel like we'll die by it? No, that's not the case. Us smokers, we know it'll eventually catch up to us. But here's the thing. If I'm going to die, and I'm going to end up no longer with the living, I'd rather it be by a coffin nail of my own choice versus someone else's actions. And that's as deep as I'm going to get into that. For those that haven't started smoking, don't start. Terrible habit.
It is.
Terrible habit. You can try to quit a million times over, and most times it will probably fail. So if you're not a smoker, if you haven't started smoking, don't smoke. But if you're already a smoker, just know that we get it. We do. I've got plenty of people that love me. A lot of the people that love me are also smokers. So let's try to change the subject here because I've made it clear since episode 1. I will not stand for very long for someone trying to change the way that I run my life.
I'm proof of that.
So Rose, with all due respect, please let's change the subject.
Hey, your brother said it better than anybody. He's proof of that.
Yeah, I know my brother's proof of it.
He's tried changing you for the last 10 years.
Nope, I am who I am. If you don't like me, fine. There's other channels.
Yep.
If you don't like me, there's other people. There's 8 billion plus people in this world. There's plenty of spots to go. M&G says hi.
I said hi.
She says hi.
Hey, tell him Little Mexico. Explain Little Mexico to him real quick. Because he got confused.
Okay. M&G, message from Mama Canna. To explain the term Little Mexico, okay? We grew up in Southern California. Like 2.5 hours off of the Mexican border. So, trust and believe. When we say Little Mexico, we're talking the area where Reality's Sake is.
They all go.
They all end up at. Some of the best damn food that I've ever had, though.
And I learned well.
Yeah, I know. It's hard not to learn how to cook Mexican food when you turn around and have a neighbor that you're teaching to turn around and speak English. And that's not even to be racist. That's to be real.
Yeah.
We turned around and helped out our neighbor's husband to turn around and teach him English so he could turn around and actually get viable work here in the U.S. Love desserts. Love desserts. Matter of fact, I'm still mad at Claim Jumper about their desserts. Because for anyone who's ever been to Claim Jumper, like back in the late 90s, early 2000s deal, they used to turn around and have a 7-layer, count them, 7 layers chocolate cake. They now, to this day, swear up and down that the 7 layers were never a thing and it's always been 6. They changed their recipe.
No, they got tired of making 7 cakes.
Well, yeah, that too, because...
Their cakes are split in half.
Yeah, but if they were smart, they would have kept the 7th layer and just divided it between 2 cakes like they always have. Instead, they turned around and chose to turn around and do it their own way, which I can't blame them. They're a company, but hey.
I know how to make their cake.
Yeah, exactly. There's always something going. Thank you for that, but I gotta try to keep it PG for the channel, you know? But I appreciate that. I really do. That brings a smile to my face. Though, we got a surprising tidbit of analytics over the last couple of days, too, though. I guess, apparently, according... Yeah, Michelin star restaurant makes it so difficult to recreate at home, or sound so difficult, yeah, but most of the Michelin star recipes, believe it or not, a lot of places that have Michelin stars, all they've done is modify the fact of the recipe that they originally got, and then claimed it off as their own. Hey King, how's it going? It's so nice to know that channel is finally getting fixed again. Though I think we really got to do some what's that word? Some vetting to our mods. Because for someone to get labeled as a mod and then do all the damage that they did in less than not even 12 hours, that's scary. That really is. I just got distracted by chat enough that I almost burned my thumb. Wow, alright. So I guess today is the day that Canna's handsome. I guess today is the day that Canna's handsome. Everyone always says it, but I don't see it. But then again, don't really notice it looking in the mirror. Hey, I'll take 75-25 on that poll any day of the week. For 75% of you to have said yes, that really does actually kind of make me feel like we're actually going the right direction. So, what are we all doing today? It's Friday. It's the start of the weekend. We've had pretty much a solid snow week, all week. Basically an entire week of school days that have gone by that the kids ain't going to school because it's just too damn cold.
So too cold or too wet?
The too wet is not usually an issue. It's usually the snow.
What I'm referring to by the wet is the ice.
No, that's too frozen.
Yeah, that's too frozen.
Ice is no longer wet. Ice is frozen. General science, kid. General science. It's true. if you're going for seafood and you're going to a seafood restaurant and you want to leave stuffed, do yourself a favor. Don't buy the lobster. The lobster, it'll taste great. It'll taste delicious. It'll be worth every single penny for the flavor. But it is not the way to go to get stuffed at a restaurant like that. Depending on the day, it feels like a lot of things. There's some days where if it's fresh powder, it won't stick together. It's literally just like, kind of like dry sand. Once the sun starts hitting it and it starts melting down a little bit, then yeah, it starts transferring into that ice stage. But for the most part, it's just cold. Cold, white, and everywhere.
Squeaks.
One moment, guys.
I'm slowly getting it.
Snowballs do not hurt as long as they have not been compacted to the point that they are actual ice balls. See, there's a difference between snowball and ice ball. Anyone can make a snowball once that snow is actually sticky enough to hold together. But if you keep compacting that snow down while you're making it into a snowball, it's going to turn into an ice ball. That ice ball is going to leave bruises. It's why there are certain states where it's actually illegal to have snowball fights. Which I never understood, making it illegal to have a snowball fight. I mean, come on. It's a childhood pastime. Yeah, I know our ice balls melt black. Welcome to all the microplastics in the air. But yeah, for the most part, it's actually fun. Trust me, I wish I had taken the time when I was younger to learn how to snowboard. I mean, from what I hear, it's not too dissimilar from skating or from surfing, but snowboarding. It's like that weird mix in between snowboarding is like that weird mix between skateboarding / longboarding and surfing.
Longboarding and what?
Surfing is the way that I've had it explained to me before.
Not exactly, but But just because you can ski doesn't mean you can snowboard. Just because you can snowboard doesn't mean you can ski.
No, it's two separate sets of skills.
Just like ice skates and rollerblades.
Yeah, though they're very, very similar, they're not similar enough to turn around and compensate for each other. Well, yes, to a degree, only if you know how to actually stop your skates and not go flying onto your face. Yeah, well-packed snowballs will do some damage. You get a snowball packed just right, it'll break some windows.
Or ribs. Okay.
Some of the best things I've had in life. Memorable moment. Probably when I went running down the coast in California. When I went from Zuma Beach to from Zuma Beach down to Venice, or from Venice all the way up to Zuma and back. Technically, it was like a 3-day run. Got hurt a few times on that run, but it was worth it. Cherry cough drop. Cherry cough drop.
But you can't board Zuma.
Oh, I can board Zuma a third of the way down. a third of the way down the hill and I'll land next to the construction worker.
All the way down.
All the way down? Yeah, maybe if the board is set up correctly. The one that I tried to do it with wasn't set right. It was set for street, not for hills.
But the board you have now would probably work.
Yes and no. Actually, the board that I have now might just be a little bit more dangerous on that hill. Because that one's supposed to have the fact of the foot clamps on it, and it doesn't have it. Sorry guys, if y'all are new to the channel, just know that Canna gets sidetracked a lot. But I see you guys here, and I'm happy that you're here. But as a fair notation, I think the next video that we're putting out is going to be another racing video. Because those ones, at least I know that for the amount of time that it takes to upload them, for the amount of time it takes to upload those videos, for a 1 hour video, or just under an hour worth of actual screen time, taking like 2.5 hours to upload, that's one thing. Call of Duty, same exact time frame basically, 30 plus hours to upload it. I'm in that weird zone. I want to get the Call of Duty content out there, but if each video is going to take upwards of 30 to 36 hours to post, and we're only getting maybe 2 hours, 3 hours worth of watch time out of our videos, it really makes me start to debate the fact of how much input versus how much we're getting out of it at the end. You know? I mean, I know I could get the racing videos out there and do that really quickly and easily, and that they'll make the watch time that we put in. Ladies, I'm taken. Feel free to argue amongst yourselves, but I'm taken. Though don't get me wrong, it brings a smile to my face when people turn around and state that I'm handsome, even though I don't see it. But yeah, it's that input versus output on the videos. That's what we're fighting with right now. We're also fighting with the lighting, so I think I'm going to turn the lamp on. Yeah, that fixed it. That fixed it. At least now it's not playing that back and forth glare with the fact of the sunlight trying to compensate for the camera. It's going to be a long week, guys. Very long week. I mean, we got the weekend to try to play catch up. That much at least is an upside. I don't know whether to try to turn around and record the next video tonight, or whether to do it like Saturday, Sunday. Because, like I said, if it's going to take like 30 odd hours to get an upload out there, yeah, it's going to be one of those. Hey Jacob, nice to see you on the channel. The moderators are all uniting again. It's nice. Speaking of, for anybody that did not get the memo inside of Teddy's chat and or is wondering why they got a Discord notice for the fact of a server that wasn't Teddy's, welcome to the Canna Lounge break room. Welcome to the moderator room. Live streams for general chat. That Discord is strictly for moderator related issues. Whether it be with our channel, whether it be with M&G's channel, whether it be with Teddy's channel, down the list. Yeah, exactly. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Because honestly, the numbers turn around and help. Because believe it or not, the thing is, it's not, for me, it's not tiresome dealing with YouTube. It's just frustrating when our signal craps out to the point that it takes like a day and a half to get a video out there. Exactly. That's why we do what we do, because we're having fun with the job. I mean, let's get real. For the longest time, I never expected to be that person that's up in front of the camera. You know, I grew up with stage fright. Hell, I've still got stage fright. I've never been that person for the school plays. I've never been that person to turn around and go be an extra in a film or down the list. But it's nice to work through it. See, originally, we weren't intending on the channel to be mostly live streams. We were actually intending on the channel to be mostly gaming content, and for the live streams to turn around and play catch-up. You know, do the recaps, da-da-da-da-da, down the list. But it's not where we're at right now because, well, the uploads are atrocious. But we finally figured out how to get them out clean and clear, so that's an upside. But for those that are wondering, our gaming content currently at the moment, it's more of a cinematic style. I'm not running the fact of the face cams down the list. I'm not turning around and running the mic with it. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. I mean, I don't usually like to think of myself as the quote-unquote shy person, but yeah, that pretty much marks it. Do we even have enough resin to make this worth it, or is it just going to be a waste of my time? No, there might be enough to make it worth it. Alright. Welcome to resin. Sober Canna's too sober. Yeah, hold it in. If it was actually flour, I would. But when it comes to resin, I'll take my hit, I'll take my chance, and then I'll just release it, because honestly, resin tastes like crap when you hold it in. It really does. For those of you that don't know, yes, if you couldn't tell by the name of the channel, Canna's a stoner. Canna enjoys his flour. Canna enjoys his dabs. When Canna can afford them. But it's going to be a mostly dry week for the next week. Though I was amazed, a little bit baffled, but quite a bit happy when I turned around and ended the live stream on Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday's live stream. That we actually hit over 300 viewers. It's the first time in the channel's history that we've actually hit a number that high. I mean, I'm used to the 70, 80, 100 and a half. But to see 300, that's double any other live stream, well over double any other video that we've ever put out there. So yeah, that was that chef's kiss. If it wasn't for that, I probably would have turned around and like held back on the Call of Duty video for a little bit. But for what it's worth, I know this is going to sound probably really bad, but if people want me to continue with the Call of Duty, we're going to have to get the watch time up. Because if I'm spending 24, 30 plus hours to do an upload, and we're only getting maybe an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours worth of watch time, then Canna's doing that at a loss. Like, for real, a major, major loss. 70+% loss for amount of time put in versus amount of what's coming out of it. And it's not Canna trying to be a dick either. It's just, I can't spend 30 plus hours on every single upload if it's going to turn around and cause it to be, you know, like a couple hours worth of watch time, because then I'm producing that at a major loss. It's nothing to be mean. It's not to be that prick. It's just, I know that it's something that a lot of channels don't like to get into. They don't like to bring it up because they're afraid that they're going to get seen the wrong way. Okay, here's the deal. That last upload that I did, alright, we ran just under an hour solid for the game session. The editing is really, really simple, because ultimately it's simply the fact of a cinematic gameplay style. So it's not like we're having to edit in the voiceovers down the list. It's actually saving time. But the main issue turns into the fact that our upload speed is crap. The actual proper upload speed that we're supposed to be at for most videos is supposed to be 20 megabits per second. We're getting maybe 0.8 or 0.08 depending on the day. We're not even making 1 megabit towards our upload speeds. Video style in general, we've got our live streams, which are 3 times a week. Every so often at this point you'll catch a few shorts coming out. It depends on if I have any moments that I feel like were highlight worthy, I guess is the way to put it. You know, that moment of, alright, that was a really good play, or that was an awesome point to turn around and like just say, hey, you know, here's 30 seconds, let's bring the watch time up in this portion because that was a really cool moment. You know, like one of the last shorts, hang time is the best. Flying off one of those ramps and covering the fact of at least a good quarter mile in the air, man, there's nothing like it. So it had to go into a short. But yeah, currently right now, the 2 main games that we're working with are Call of Duty and Asphalt 8. But for the most part, yeah, we've got our live streams 3 times a week. We've got our shorts when they come out. We've got community posts on and off during the week, dependently on if there's anything major that needs to be tossed out there, or if we have a moment that we just want to turn around and bring a little bit of light to something. But for the most part, we're kind of just flying blind at the skin of our teeth. I mean, first time channel, first time content creator. Still learning. Jacob, if you're sitting out in your driveway, how warm is it out there? Because if you're in driveway temperature, man, I'm jealous. And the other thing is, though we have the Cash App down below in the pinned comment, or for the poll, yeah, I know. The thing is, if we could follow the game trends, that would be great. But with the signal issues that we've got out here, we've got to work with what we can work with. I mean, the thing is, I know there's an occult following for the fact of, like, Asphalt 8, Asphalt 9 down the list. You know, they're a great racing game for those that just don't have the space on their devices to turn around and run a lot of the name brand games. And that's the thing is, in a lot of ways, I like bringing the light to the fact of those little games that, yeah, we may have to deal with ads. You know, that's how most game companies anymore are actually making their money when it comes to mobile. So, yeah, ads suck, but we live with it. Ultimately, it's nice bringing that light and that viewpoint to the fact of those companies that are producing games that maybe aren't so high on the list. You know, maybe they're not. It may not be Call of Duty 6. You know, it might not be Black Ops 6. It might not be like Modern Warfare 3, which, trust and believe, if I had my console and I had my games back, I would love to get that onto a video too. Because that I could live stream from the TV and call it good. But see, that's the thing. To answer that notation, Rose, that's the thing. We have been doing some testing over the last month. Okay? Over the last month, we have turned around and we have gone through Livestream. We have gone through live streams while attempting to game, which sadly, a lot of that content and a lot of that footage, it does not exist anymore. Because we destroyed that content. We got rid of it. It did not meet the quality and the notation of the quality that we were wanting. We've only just now, in the last week and a half, gotten to the point where we've got our video recording at least fixed. Because I found out as long as I put it in 1080p and it has an HD video output to match to the SD for standard definition, then yeah, it helps cover a lot of that fluctuating quality. But the thing is, it's really one of those where we've got enough signal to either run YouTube for a live stream or to run our device to turn around and end up going through the gaming session with screen recorder enacted. We really can't do both at the same time right now. Now, if this was like, I don't know, March, April, May, good weather, you know, where it's not freezing cold and we're able to actually go out to like Springfield, Bolivar, down the list, we'd have a lot better signal. But that means that we've got to be in weather where we can actually go through and spend time outside. Oh, don't worry, MG, you're good. I figured you were bouncing back and forth. I mean, hell, even when I tune into your streams, 9 out of 10, if you and Teddy are both streaming at the same time, because of the way that my internal on my YouTube is set up, y'all usually end up right above each other. Like, either you're up top and he's down below, or he's up top and you're down below. So I get the bouncing back and forth thing. We got to do it. We got multiple different channels that we moderate for. It's our job. Though I'm happy to see that you got your Blue Wrench powers back, I think. If I caught that during the last stream properly, then yeah. But, I don't remember ever being a managing moderator. And I'm sorry, I'm going to go into the back and delve into the background a little bit. I don't remember ever being a managing moderator for Teddy's channel. I remember being set as a moderator, but never as a manager. So, I guess apparently Canna got a promotion today. Because in the 3 or 4 weeks that I've been a moderator on that channel, not once do I ever remember being set as a managing moderator. But, I mean, I'm happy for the promotion. Because a lot of people when they look at us as content creators, okay, there's a lot of people out there that give content creators a bad stigma. That we don't do anything. That we're just on here turning around, getting stoned, we're just talking and bullshitting, and that we're just taking up hours upon hours upon hours of airtime, turning around and being the quote-unquote beggar or this, that, and the other. To all those that think that it's so easy, and that it's so simple to do, and all the mental crap that goes with it is so easy to deal with, and that it's such a simple job, go start your own channel. Start your channel and attempt to turn around and put content out there. Deal with the upload speeds. Deal with the breaks. Deal with the fact of all of the hundreds of thousands of trolls in a day that will roll through. Because I'll state it right now. Honestly, I respect Teddy. I respect him as a person. I love the fact of Teddy and the group that we have turned around and slowly started to build over time. But I don't know how he does it. I really don't. I don't know how he goes and is able to deal with 100, 200, 300, 400, a half a million trolls in a week and not get so discouraged that he hangs up the camera. Because I'll state it right now, there's been a few times where I've been in Livestream and I've been moderating for the channel, and I turn around and I hit that point where I don't even state that I'm leaving at that point. I don't want it known that I left at that point. And it's not because I'm trying to hide the fact that I'm leaving. It's because I just can't deal with it. I hit that point where I just want to light the chat on fire and watch it burn. Because it's filled with nothing but hate. And that's the thing. That's one of the number one rules on the channel is no spreading hate. But here we are every day dealing with hundreds of thousands of individuals that have nothing better to do than to talk shit to someone who's trying to get their life together. It sickens me. It really does. It sickens me. There have been days where I have come out of Teddy's chat, not said that I'm leaving, gone and spent literally not even 2 minutes off the chat, and the next thing I know, I'm in the restroom feeling like I want to puke. Because there's just that much venom, that much hate inside of that chat. If you haven't noticed, I'm not giving timeouts on Teddy's channel. I might give 1 or 2 timeouts. Maybe a couple of timeouts. You know, for the minor shit. Just small shit. But if you notice, Canna's done with the timeouts. Teddy's getting multiple millions of viewers per month at this point. Banning people ain't gonna hurt it. Not by any means. We're not big enough of a channel to do that yet, and to be in that position yet to where it wouldn't hurt the channel if people were to just get removed out of the chat. And that's something that I have to accept. But for a channel that's grown to the point that Teddy's has, I'll state it right now. A few bans ain't gonna hurt nothing. We got plenty of room in the Canna Lounge basement. We just put in an entire new wing for permanent residents in the Canna Lounge basement. Because I'm tired of seeing the same trolls come back every single day that the timeouts ain't working and that they still just want to spew hate. And it doesn't have to be racism to be hate. It does not have to be done in malice to be hate. I mean, it is what it is. And I can honestly feel myself breaking right now trying to hold it together while trying to have an enlightened conversation about it, or an open conversation about it without just exploding. Because that's where Canna's at. I'm so tired of people tearing him down. If they've got nothing good to say, they can go find another channel. Hey Lily, nice to see you again. It's been a while. Where have you been at? Because, like, we all turned around and we've been talking about it. It's like you got Teddy's bottle and then all of a sudden the bottle and you just went into the vanishing room. You're good, Jacob. I know, you still got your moderator duties to do. He's still running live. You got this. Yeah, I know, up in the shadows. Up in the shadows. Steven's honestly... Pyro's wondering if he did something wrong. If he made Lily mad. Okay, I've caught it more than once while on live stream watching them, that Steven's kind of wondering if he made Lily mad. But yeah, we started this channel trying to promote our own channel, and yet here we are talking about another channel because we learned a long time ago we are the break room for Teddy's chat. I can't call the channel that because another channel has that name, but we are the Moderator's Break Room. It's been that way from the beginning. Dude, I thought it was just me. I thought I was hallucinating. I thought Keep It Real's been in there in the background while I wasn't on stream with them. I mean, I know there's a lot of gaps in my time that I'm able to come in as a moderator. So I was figuring that like most of the mods turned around and ended up like popping in while I wasn't there. Not a clue. Yeah, exactly, because I figured... See? We're not in the chat. We're not over there moderating. But Keep It Real's over there. So, yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. So let's get real. The moderators pop in. The moderators pop out. It's why we have so many. It's why we're all blue wrenches at some point or another, because ultimately we're covering every single time zone. Teddy's got moderators in other countries, for crying out loud. It could be the middle of the night over here. Somebody's always awake. Somebody is always watching. You're talking in Celsius, right? Or are you talking Fahrenheit? They're not coming through again. Please tell me you're joking. Please tell me you're joking. Please tell me that chat is not broken again. Yeah, Teddy was talking about the fact that someone got in there and caused mayhem and started turning around and trying to restructure the entire channel. That's being dealt with. Michelle, are you sure that the messages aren't coming through? Because I'm getting messages on my side. I just can't guarantee that it's all of them. I mean, keeping in mind, I know there's a lot of time I'm talking to an empty room. So, I've kind of just learned to sort of ignore it. But if they're not getting through, then I really need to know. Not via that name, no, but because I can't remember, because I can't turn around and properly pronounce the one that Michelle's under, and Michelle's already made the notation that her name is Michelle. I've been forcing myself to remember that, so that way I don't flip-flop around and start screwing up on names across the boards. But, Floropes is Michelle. It's just like, I know that even though Keep It Real goes by Keep It Real for the fact of her username, I know that she has a name that she actually prefers to go by. I just can't remember it. I don't have enough people with the same name per se to be able to remember it. So it is what it is. But yeah, at this point in time, all I'm seeing is messages from what would be moderators over on Teddy's channel. So if there's any messages from any other users that are not known mods of Teddy's channel, then they're not coming through. But I'm afraid to close the stream off and turn around and restart it, because the last time I did that, it tanked my views. I mean, I've made the notation before. Sometimes I would rather just turn around and treat it like I'm talking to an empty room and hope like hell that the chat and the conversation are still going in the background, and that our moderators have got this, that our fellow content creators have got this, that we can all turn around and work together on two separate sides, even if my stream does start to crack on the chat. But I know that there's certain times that we do have to restart it, even if we don't want to. I'm just hoping this is not one of those times. But I also know that we've got a lot of people that Reality Segas do bounce between multiple different channels. So, there's that too. Alright, here's my theory. If King's messages are coming through, then chat's just fine. As long as the boss man can be heard, we're good. As long as the boss man can be heard, we're good. Alright, so here's hoping that any issues that we were having with chat have decided to resolve themselves. Because the last time they broke my stream like that, it took 5 retries to get it to work properly again. And then it tanked the views. It was probably the worst. Actually, no, screw the probably. It was the worst number of views that we've ever had. I had shorts that got more views than that one. I had a failed Minecraft video that got more views than the day that I had to restream 5 times to get it working again. And that's saying something. Because that original Minecraft video, it only got like, I think, 4 or 5 views that were actually showing. I think we got up to like 14 views at one point, but I knew it wasn't the quality that we were trying to produce. Because that was back in the days where we were using Mobizen on the free side.
Attention, Irish friends. First of all, thank you all so much for letting me be a part of today's beautiful ceremonies. Now, I know this is against tradition, but I was wondering if instead of going down through the ravine, we could change directions and go north towards Megan's elementary school. She was so fond of it, and I would like to learn and see as much as I can of her before I leave. We follow the path we've walked for
That sounds like a reasonable request. Sorry guys, Canna got sidetracked. Good show on TV. Can't show it for the censorship issues, but if y'all have ever seen Scorpion, you know why Canna's getting distracted. But, I may just cut this one at an hour and restart it. I might just restart this stream here in a moment. Because I know that there were a few things that I did not do at the start of this stream to be able to prepare it. And I think it's really shooting the numbers. Alright. I'll let it run. I'll let it run. Because if I'm being honest, I admit I hate having to cut streams halfway through. I hate having to readjust halfway through. It's just, I don't like doing it. It's not something that I prefer to do. It's just, I don't know. Something's telling me something's not right with the stream. I can't explain it. I don't know what it is. It's that gut feeling. And I'm pretty sure, King, you know what I'm talking about. When you get that gut feeling that you know something's not right with it. I mean, we could try to push through it. But something tells me this is one of those that we possibly made a mistake when we went to go set it up. Like the fact that I'm pretty sure I don't actually have my description down below. That I titled it, but I didn't get the description. Which means I don't have my hashtags down below. Which also means that I'm missing all of that traffic that's supposed to be diverting it to where it needs to go. I mean, I can let it run. We can call it as just a micro session. You know, a micro session between the moderators and the few people that choose to come in. but I know that we're not going to hit that 300 mark. I know that for sure. There's no possible way that we're going to hit that 300 mark today. Not in 2 hours. I'll be lucky if from what I know and from what I have learned and garnered over the last month with live streams, if what I know is leading my thought process correctly, this is probably going to be, I'd put money at 120. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I would put it at, if I was to let this run for 2 hours, I would put it at 120 viewers at most. Currently, right now, if I cut it at an hour, I'm figuring we're probably looking at like 60 or 70 viewers at most. But that's way short compared to where we should be. And I'm not saying that out of like pride. I'm not saying that out of me thinking that I know everything. It's just with the way the numbers have played and transpired over the last month, we're kind of learning basically where our little pocket of, hey, this is what works is. And I think we're outside of that today. Because I'm pretty sure if I cut it, we're at like 65 at most. Maybe 50s. Alright, that settles it. That settles it. We're going to let this run for the next just under 3 minutes. We're going to close it out, and we're going to start up again. Because that right there is enough to tell me that, yeah, no, Michelle, it's not just your device. I've had like 2 or 3 separate statements to the fact that something is broken. And I was really hoping to push it out of my mind and be able to just ignore it. But right now it's sitting there right at the forefront of my head that something's not right, and my brain is not letting me just ignore it at this point. So
when you go to break, I need the oven plugged in.
Okay.
Please and thank you.
Alright.
Prefer to do mac and cheese on the stove with moving in the microwave like that.
Yeah.
And I can cook biscuits.
Totally understand it. Alright, y'all, we're gonna cut it. We will be right back. We'll be back here within the next few minutes. What time is it? It's basically 3:30 now. We will return by 3:45. By 3:45, we will be back online. But for now, we need to cut the stream and get a few things fixed and see if that resolves the issues that we were having. But I'll catch y'all in a moment.